Before we begin, I have one request. If you love discovering hidden truths and mysteries from history, then make sure to subscribe right now. Because what you're about to hear will completely change the way you see the Titanic disaster. Think about this. What if the ship that sank in 1912 wasn't the Titanic at all? For more than a century, we've been told the same tragic story. But evidence and testimonies suggest something far more sinister may have happened. The official version says, on April 15, 1912, the Titanic, the so-called unsinkable ship, struck an iceberg and sank, killing over 1,500 people. But some researchers argue that the ship which went down that night was actually her sister ship, the Olympic. The Titanic and the Olympic were nearly identical, built by the same company, White Star Line. But just months before Titanic's maiden voyage, the Olympic had a serious accident. It collided with a British warship, the HMS Hawke, and suffered major damage. The repairs were extremely costly, and the insurance would not cover the loss. Titanic, however, was fully insured. That's where the switch theory comes in. Conspiracy theorists believe White Star Line disguised the damaged Olympic as the Titanic, sent it out on its maiden voyage, and planned its sinking to collect the massive insurance money. The two ships were so similar that a few swapped nameplates and minor changes could fool even the passengers on board. Before I reveal the most shocking part, let me remind you again, if you haven't subscribed yet, do it now. Because what you're about to hear is something that history books will never tell you. Survivor accounts from 1912 mentioned small but strange details that didn't match Titanic's design, such as the number of windows and interior layout. Even more suspicious, several wealthy and influential people cancelled their tickets at the last moment. One of them was J.P. Morgan, the powerful financier who actually owned White Star Line. Did he know in advance what was about to happen? When the Titanic sank, White Star Line received a huge insurance payout, enough to cover their previous financial losses. For many, this was the smoking gun that pointed toward a deliberate insurance scam. Of course, many historians reject this theory. They argue that the wreck at the bottom of the Atlantic clearly shows Titanic's official identification number, 401, a number that belonged only to Titanic, not Olympic. So was it all just coincidence, or is there something much darker hidden beneath the waves? Even today, the mystery remains unsolved. Was it truly the Titanic that sank? Or have we all been fooled by one of the greatest frauds in history? One thing is certain, the Titanic tragedy will always carry secrets buried deep in the ocean. If this story shocked you as much as it did me, then don't just leave. Like the video, comment with your thoughts, and most importantly, subscribe. Because the next mystery I uncover will be even more terrifying.